Hi, and welcome to Fast Comic Facts. Help fight crime by hitting subscribe and share. Today's comment section wants to know which character deserves our next character profile. Let us know. Today we're going to take a look at Batgirl. With the recent cancellation of the Batgirl movie, this character's on everyone's lips. Batgirl has always been one of my favourite characters, ever since I saw her as a kid back in reruns of the colourful 1960s TV series. So let's take a look at just who she is and what makes her so great. There have been many versions of Batgirl over the years. The first was Barbara Gordon, daughter of Police Commissioner Jim Gordon. Babs entered comics as a self-determined member of the Bat family, a trait most versions of the character share. Young, energetic, and smart, Barbara is a keen detective just like her dad. But, more importantly, she's highly tech-savvy and often able to fill a missing niche in the Bat team as an IT consultant and hacker. She has strong ties with Dick Grayson, both when he's the first Robin and when he makes his new identity as Nightwing. Barbara Gordon has always been one of my favourite characters because she's smart, independent, and a great role model for young girls and boys everywhere. She's fierce without being a stereotype, and from her inception, she's always been a strong and defiant character, breaking the comic book mould of the damsel in distress or femme fatale. When she was first introduced, that's pretty much all women were in comics, and this smart and dynamic young lady was a fully realised character in her own right. And this is the reason why there was so much controversy when Alan Moore released The Killing Joke. In The Killing Joke, the Joker tries to punish Commissioner Gordon by going to Barbara's house and shooting her through the spine. He also kidnaps her and takes photos of an explicit nature implying torture and much worse. Of course, the day is saved by Batman and Gordon, but the damage is done. Barbara ends up in a wheelchair and takes on a new role as Oracle. This was, and still is, one of the most brutal acts of violence in comics. Not because of the injury, but because they took a strong and independent character who was very capable and sidelined her to create an impact on a male character's story. Some would say that this is worse even than the fridging of Kyle Rayner's girlfriend, Alexandra DeWitt, because Babs was such a strong and powerful character, and the impacts were so long-lasting. For many years, Oracle remained in the chair, helping Batman from the sidelines. This added several things to the plot. Firstly, it showed that there were long-term consequences for the actions of what happens, something which is rarely seen in comics. And second, it filled a role in the narrative for many characters in the Bat family. Oracle is a source of information and often helps move the plot forward. But whether this was the right choice or not is something that fans have to decide for themselves. Later, when the universe rebooted with the New 52 and Rebirth, Barbara is retconned as being able to walk again after experimental surgery in South Africa. These storylines imply that paralysis only lasted for 3 years. She once again takes on both roles as Batgirl and Oracle. During one of my favourite storylines, No Man's Land, we see the Huntress become Batgirl for all of 1 hot minute before Batman shuts it down. The Huntress, aka Helena Bertinelli, is pretty violent and known for not taking crap from villains, and this goes against the Batman brand. Later, after forbidding Helena from being Batgirl, more Batgirl sightings happen, and Batman finds out that there's a new Batgirl in town. He learns that this Batgirl is Cassandra Kane, daughter of a League of Shadows mastermind. Batman plans to stop her stealing the brand, but she saves Commissioner Gordon and takes a few bullets to protect a perp, and Batman gives her the okay. Cassandra's Batgirl is a darker and more brooding character who has a death wish through much of her story. She's comparable to a young Bruce Wayne in many respects. Like many heroes through the 2000s era, she skirts the light and the dark, switching sides to become a villain for a while during the 1 year later arc, later returning to the fold with the Teen Titans and the Outsiders. Her turn at villainhood was met with protest letters and fans who were perplexed by the sudden and unexpected turn. Cassandra is replaced by Stephanie Brown and broods about it for some time, though this gets retconned that she's instead working in the shadows to be a replacement if Batman goes missing. The mantle of Batgirl passes to Stephanie Brown as we progress through into the new century. Stephanie Brown is the daughter of the Clue Master and starts her adventure as the Spoiler, an amateur crime fighter. She gets picked up by Batman and becomes the 4th Robin, during which she starts a gang war that results in her being captured and is tortured by Black Mask and dies. Man, being a girl in the comic verse is pretty rough. This was later retconned when Stephanie returns. Leslie Tompkins, a doctor and insider to the Bat family's secrets, reveals that she helped Stephanie fake her death because her identity was revealed. Very convenient. After graduating high school and hitting up university, Stephanie uses Cassandra Kane's old costume and starts hitting the streets as the 3rd Batgirl. When the New 52 and Rebirth come out, they completely wipe all of the history from this character, and there's a lot more that we didn't cover here that gets wiped, possibly for the better. She's taken back to her spoiler origins and slowly makes her way through being the fourth Robin and then again as the Batgirl. One of my favourite comics at the moment is Batgirls, following Cassandra and Stephanie as they work under the supervision of Barbara. It's a fun and lighthearted punk pop style comic bringing a real sense of humour to the audience of the new generation. Reminiscent of Tank Girl or Hit Girl, Batgirls mixes violence and fun with wild art and creative storytelling. Batgirl is a character who has stuck around for 80 years and is consistently a fan favourite, marred with controversy and often bouncing back from a systematic misogyny inherent to comics. This character demonstrates resilience in the face of adversity, both within the pages and beyond them. Whilst they may have cancelled her latest movie, there's no doubt that she'll be back fighting crime on the big screen again in no time.